Hey, what's going on, guys? James here, bringing you another YouTube video, and this one is the next episode, episode 3 of Atlanta versus the world in Madden 25, a series where I play as the Atlanta Falcons, and I play through every single team that I can face in Madden 25. With that being said, of course, as you'll notice, we got right into the game, and as you'll also notice, there's no webcam, and this is clearly post-commentary. That's because I played 4 games, the Bills to the Bucks, all off camera. I was actually talking to Tyson, and he was recording Denver versus the world as I was recording Atlanta versus the world. Though, more than likely, this episode will come out way after Denver versus the world is done. That's not the point here. Either way, I'm recording this episode, or the commentary for this episode right now. I don't know, but I really don't know why I don't know. I really don't know why I decided not to just record this with commentary, because it's not that I didn't want to. In fact, I don't know. We got a really good hit on the running back there, as from the Bills, CJ Spiller, of course, at the time. Like I said, I don't know why. I didn't. But that's why I'm doing this now. Either way. So, this game was very interesting. That's all I can say. It was very interesting. Because, the first game, it was an alright game. The Bears got some good plays in, but we won 17-3, I think, or 17-10. No, something like that. I think it might have been 17-3, but yeah, that was the thing. So we had that. And we actually secured the win with an Asante Samuel pick 6. So, that being said, we went to the very next game, and as we get a stop, thank God, but then we went to the next game as the Bengals, and we managed to shut them out, which was awesome. Now, this game, we're coming in 2-0, and again, all I can say is interesting. As you saw, I paused there. I literally only paused there because, again, I was talking to Tyson while I was recording this, and he asked me a question. I can't remember what it was. Probably something to do with, I don't know. Or, I don't know. We were talking the whole time while I recorded 4 episodes. Not the point. Either way. It wasn't paused very long, and we're just going to keep moving on. That's the thing. So, yeah. Of course, I was. Oh, okay. Tyson did ask me a question. Now I'm checking the rosters. Anyway, my brain, for whatever reason, is kind of fried right now. I've got no clue why, but it is. So I don't know. I'm recording this at a time where it's actually interesting for me because literally the day before, literally yesterday at the time I'm recording this, Tyson and I both accomplished a lot, actually, because he recorded, I think, 8 episodes of Denver versus the world, and I actually went through and planned out how, like, everything I want to happen and all the matches I want to go through for my show in Universe. So I booked my whole month of June leading up to the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. So once Tyson and I eventually finish the Extreme Rules pay-per-view and I can start editing that, in the background I can start recording everything I need for Raw because I already have everything planned out. As I broke off a nice run with Steven Jackson, so that was really cool. And look at all the 3s. I'm loving it. But yeah, so that was great for me. And of course, then talking to him, I also got 4 episodes of this series recorded, which is great. And he got 8 episodes of Denver versus the World at the time recorded. So, yeah, I mean, it's awesome. It really is. That being said, as that was a dangerous throw to Harry Douglas, but nice catch. That being said, I'm honestly surprised just how much, I don't know. I'm just weirdly surprised, I guess, just how much we were able to get done. And we weren't recording together either. He literally recorded that just on his own time. Because I told him, hey, you know, we don't have to be in every video. You know, like, we don't have to live commentate as you're playing, etc. And we didn't. So yeah, that's all I can say, really. We didn't, and it worked out. He got 8 episodes recorded. So that's just really, really cool. That's all I can say, really. But we broke off a nice screen pass to good old Julio Jones. I really was hoping I could get in the end zone. Sadly, I didn't. But now I'm going to try one of my favorite plays from Madden 13, curl flats. Mainly because Roddy White would always line up as the second receiver on the right. And I could always throw a low freaking bullet and he'd catch it every single time. And it was amazing. Though I don't know why. I don't know. The way it works in this game is so weird. I don't know why. Occasionally, Julio and Roddy White in this game will just swap positions. Like, every time. Well, not every time, but it's just so weird that they will go and swap positions. It's like, what the? Isn't Julio supposed to be like always the the number 1 guy, and then Roddy's the number 2 guy? They're both on the outside. Like, I don't know. Either way, I guess it doesn't really matter. But we got in with the always cheeky halfback toss to the outside with the opponent's backed on the goal line. If you've never played a Madden game and you've never done that, I applaud you, because that is one of the cheesiest things. Okay, it's not one of the cheesiest things, but it's super cheesy. Because most of the time, for whatever reason, the defense just won't stop the halfback toss on the goal line. I don't know. But then again, I can't recall. I mean, I don't actually own Madden 19, so I don't play it unless I play it with Tyson. So I can't judge from that if that's still very cheesy in that. And of course, like, I own Madden 18, but I suck at it, and B, I don't like Madden 18, like, at all. So there's that as well. So I can't judge that either. In fact, if I get into a like a little side tangent here, if you will, I don't know the last time I truly, genuinely enjoyed a Madden game. Like NCAA, I could easily tell you I've had great moments with NCAA 13, NCAA 14, NCAA 11, NCAA 09, NCAA 08, and, like, you know, plenty of other games. And you'll also notice that I skipped NCAA 12. And that's honestly because I really didn't play NCAA 12 all that much. And in saying that, I have played it. Yeah, I spent like a couple of hours playing it one day. And I actually do remember what happened. And remember really enjoying it. So never mind. Throw NCAA 12 in that list as well. And CJ Spiller is burning my ass. But we stopped him. Not after he got to the 15. Oof. This game, there were plenty of times that, Jesus, Buffalo's offense seemed unstoppable. And it's weird because Buffalo in this game, I believe, was only like 1 overall point higher than the Falcons. And if I'm wrong, I can check it and put it on put like a little prompt on screen, like correcting myself, but I'm pretty sure. But I don't know. We stopped her in the first drive. Their second drive going a lot better as C.J. Spiller drove them down the field with, you know, that one run play. And then we left Woods wide open for a touchdown. And oh, with the episodes I recorded off camera, that is a that's a common trend, if you will. This Falcons defense from like 2014, for whatever reason, they love leaving people wide open. And let me remind you, I'm playing on All Pro because I still really need to get used to Madden 25 again. And I was thinking going into this game, so I beat the Bears, and then I shut out the Bengals. So if I can have a strong game against the Bills here, I'll bump it back down to, or I'll bump the difficulty up to All Madden. That's what I was thinking. And naturally, of course I can't tell you what happened, and I won't, but we frequently, throughout the games that we played, even in the Bears and the Bengals games, leave receivers wide open. C.J. Spiller burned us on that run earlier, but not everything was bad. I mean, not everything was the AI's fault on my team. There are some cases, like me throwing that pick, where that was literally just my fault. I tried to force the ball, I didn't see the guy standing there, and I threw a pick. And it's very possible I did see the guy standing there, and I still threw the ball. That's not the point, as I completely fartsed up that tackle. Like, God, I screwed that up completely. I don't know. But going back to what I was saying earlier, I've enjoyed, like, you know, NCAA, I just genuinely enjoy the NCAA games. And that's, I mean, they're just always fun. And it's weird that the NCAA games always felt so much more fun when, you know, the Madden team was always the Madden team always had a bigger budget to work with. But that didn't always equate to a better game. I don't know. But going back to it, I genuinely don't know the last time I truly enjoyed a Madden game. Because it's like, I had fun with Madden 13, which was my first Madden game on the 7th gen, you know, PS3, 360, Wii, whatever. But I don't know. Either way, it's like, yeah, okay. I enjoyed Madden 13, but I don't know if I can say I genuinely straight up enjoyed it. Same thing with Madden 25. I had a lot of fun with it. Don't know if I can say I genuinely enjoyed it and got a lot out of it. I didn't like Madden 15. I didn't like Madden 16. Madden 17 I thought was kind of okay. Not really, but I got a little more out of it than I did 15 and 16. Just a little bit. Madden 18 I really don't like at all. And then Madden 19, admittedly, I do think Madden 19 is a little bit of a step above Madden 18. But that's not saying much. It's not. It's really not. But I don't know. Honestly, I don't. I mean, if we go back, you know, before Madden 13, did I get enjoyment out of Madden 12? Yes. Can I say I genuinely enjoyed the game and got a lot out of it? No, hell no. What about Madden 11? Okay, now when I'm thinking about it now, I can say I genuinely got a lot out of Madden 11 and I enjoyed it. I will say that. I remember Madden 11 was, I think, the first time that I truly ran with a franchise and actually got more than, just a little bit into it. Because I actually ran a Texans franchise at the time, and I think I went a couple of seasons in. As I can't believe I gave up that play. Like, I'm still kind of mad about that. Like, come on, man. Like, how do we freaking let him get all the way to the end zone? Like, what in the world? Either way. So, yeah, okay, I remember enjoying Madden 11, so I'll give it that. I didn't play Madden 10 when it dropped, so the first time I played Madden 10 wasn't until years and years later. Madden 09, I actually remember enjoying it on the PS2, but going to, like, years and years later playing the PS3 360 version of the game, I never enjoyed it all that much. I really didn't. But I do remember getting some enjoyment out of it for the PS2 and original Xbox version of the game. But I wouldn't say I got a lot out of it though. Like, same thing with Madden 08. Can't really say I enjoyed it. Can't really say I enjoyed Madden 07 all that much. Madden 06 for the PS2, I did get some enjoyment out of it, but again, it wasn't that much. Though that was a good game. I just didn't play it all that much. Madden 05, I got a lot of enjoyment out of. And then the further back you go, the more and more my knowledge of Madden Madden is dropping. So yeah. Admittedly, I don't know all that much about Madden 04 backwards. Besides, in Madden 04, Michael Vick is a cheat code. So there's that. As honestly, I thought I had that pass, but I think for a moment I did, but it was just a really good play by the defense. But yeah, either way, there's, I guess, my 2 cents on a lot of Madden games. Well, very quickly anyway. Either way, there's that. And at this point, I was getting my ass kicked by the Bills. And I don't know. I mean, I tried to force the ball to Julio, and I think it got picked. So that wasn't happy. Or I wasn't happy. That wasn't good. As they decided just to freaking take a knee, go to the second half. And I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't. But I don't know. We're getting the ball to start off the second half. But at this point, it would appear like that doesn't matter. Because we're getting destroyed. As for whatever reason in this game, I can never do anything good on kickoffs. I mean, if you look at NCAA 14, my kickoffs aren't amazing by any means, but I can actually get some decent kickoffs or kick returns. So, the only problem with that game, or my only problem with that game with kick returning, is for whatever reason, every time I go to return a kick, if I start to get an open lane or find an opening on the sideline, I'm really making strides. And it's typically I find a way to go up the sideline. For whatever reason, as that was a bad throw, but for whatever reason, I can never get to the end zone. There's always someone waiting just right there to knock me out of bounds. And after a while, it does get kind of frustrating. It does. But, again, that was a bad throw, and it's 4th and 10. And, honestly, I would not be surprised if I tried to fake it here. I would not be surprised. I probably didn't, actually. And I didn't. But, I mean, sometimes I just try to fake it, and it's not a good idea, but I try. as the Bills are set up in great field position. Yeah. And by this point, I'm sure you guys can see exactly where this game is going. And I was not happy. That's all I can say. I was not happy. I really wish that I could have been playing better, but in a lot of cases, like, yeah, we were leaving guys wide open. They were making really good plays on offense against us. But again, you saw that whole last drive from me. I was constantly throwing just bad passes. And that's something that in the moment most people don't realize. But when you're watching it back like I am for this, I can see it. It's like I was making so many dumb reads. But in the moment, there's nothing I can do. I mean, I guess technically, I could have restarted the game, or stopped the recording, restarted the game, and restarted the recording. But then that would have been disingenuous, because, you know, it wouldn't be what actually happened. Something like if this were co-op universe, yeah, I can restart a match if something goes wrong. Because the whole point of co-op universe is to put together matches that are realistic and that can, you know, stand on their own merits as good wrestling matches. And if, you know, say Tyson and I are recording together, because occasionally we do, and we just have a massive botch in a match, yeah, we can start the match over and cut out that whole first match that had the botch in it. As that was actually a really cool pass and a really cool catch. Holding. And this game didn't have holding on the defense. Seriously, pretty much any time you're playing an older Madden game and you get a penalty on offense, put money on the fact that it's offensive holding. There's a good chance that you'll be making money if you do that. And no, don't listen to me for real, because I do not condone gambling. But I'm just saying. Either way. So, 3rd and 4, you had a good pass play, got stopped short, called no huddle, trying to do something. I think, I put Jaquiz Rogers on a wheel route. And then I didn't throw to him because Roddy White was open in the middle of the field. Now, that's what I'm talking about. Though I guess technically I probably could have thrown to Jaquiz early and probably could have got a first down. But even then, the defenders could have ran down and stopped him. So it was definitely safer to go with Roddy there. But that was a very nice catch. Very close as well, but very nice catch by Julio. Completely bailing me out, as I knew at the time that it was a bad throw. That's actually one thing that is kind of odd about me. Typically, if I have a really bad throw, I know it and can pick up on it right away. As me just trying to call no huddle, audibling, just trying to find something that I can do. But we're getting something going here. But typically, when something good happens, something bad is waiting around the corner. And I throw a pick. And all I can say is that, again, that was my fault on the pick. If I wouldn't have thrown a bullet and I would have lobbed it to, Tony Gonzalez, he probably would have caught it. And in fact, probably would have got a touchdown. And I could have made that 21-14. But I threw a bullet, it was picked off, and the Bills had the ball back on their own 30. And it's, 21-7. So, again, as I said earlier, a lot of stuff that happened, completely my fault. I recognize that. I'll admit it. I don't like it, but I'll admit that a lot of stuff happening is my fault. Especially the picks. The picks are just ridiculous. But, again, not everything is my fault. Because some of the times where the defense just lets the opposing team's receivers, get wide open, that's not completely my fault. Occasionally, it could be my fault because it could just be a bad call, a bad play call. But it's not entirely my fault. And I mainly say that because when you play like football games a lot, you obviously start to pick up on the formations and what formations are a good counter to certain offensive formations. Like, for example, the nickel is a great way to try and counter 3 receiver sets. I figured out, at least in this game, that a lot of the times when my defenders want to, actually do their jobs, calling the dime is a good way to counter 4 receiver sets. Typically, when there's 2 receivers, I'll just go with, I think it's the 3-4 under for, or the 3-4, but, I mean, it doesn't, I was going to say either the 3-4 or the 4-3. It doesn't really matter, though. Both work in that situation. But typically when there's 2 receivers, so that's what I'll go with. It just works. So. But that was a nice pass, but we stopped him completely, just right away, which is great. But we're in the 4th quarter already, and it's a 14-point game. And we need to actually get a stop. But I don't know if we can, is the problem. I don't know if we can. But I'm not gonna quit. And honestly, I think that's the best thing. Just don't quit. Even if you want to. Even if you might start crying. Don't quit. And no, that's not. I don't know where that last part came from. I really don't. Because, I mean, I don't think I've ever actually cried at a game or because of a game. There have been certain games where I've had tears well up. So, I mean, essentially crying. But I don't know if I've actually cried. Definitely not because of a damn sports game, I can tell you that. I know, of course, I played Life is Strange, and admittedly, tears did well up. I'll admit that. Tears were coming. With Life is Strange, I'll admit, tears did well up, and if the saddest scenes in the game would have lasted just a little bit, just a tiny bit longer, I guarantee the tears would have been flowing. But they didn't. So, oof. But God, Life is Strange was so emotional. That's one of the games where the story for it, is it flawed at times? Yes, absolutely. But it's just so easy to forget the flaws and just get so emotionally invested in the characters and the story, and that's what happened to me. And that Life is Strange is one of the games where it has permanently just sits in me. It sits deep inside me. It's not gonna leave. I can't forget it in all honesty. Is that a bad thing? No, I don't think so. I mean, I was emotionally invested in it and it's still sitting with me. I freaking watched Pulse's Let's Play of the game 3 times now, actually. You know, yeah, I know what's gonna happen, but I still I'm still emotionally attached to the characters. Max and Chloe for life. Actually, personally, Max and Chloe are amazing. You know, if people want to have that as their OTP, that's fine. But honestly, I did kind of like the idea of Max and Warren. Just saying, Max and Warren. Plus, if we have Max and Warren, I mean, we can have Rachel and Chloe. You know, Amber Price. That's all I'm saying. Either way, I don't know how I really got on that, but either way, I've actually thought about doing a video talking about stories and games that have just sat with me. They've stayed with me once the credits have rolled. And I really want to, as I freaking ran the score up the dicks. But I really want to. But my problem is, there's not a lot of games where the story has just sat with me. Because honestly, there are some games that are super, beloved that I haven't played. So it's like, I don't know. I can only think of like 3 games, honestly, where the story it sat with me. Life is Strange and its prequel Before the Storm. And again, is Before the Storm even more flawed than the first game? Yes. But that doesn't matter. The way that Deck 9 were able to take the characters of Life is Strange and completely, essentially, make a character out of that was a beautiful catch by Julio. But the way that Deck 9 was able to make a character out of Rachel Amber, when in the first Life is Strange she was literally just a plot device. I mean, they did a really good job there, even if, again, like, she is a flawed character. So there's that. They did a good job, and they got me emotionally attached. Plus, one thing I absolutely love about what Deck 9 did with Life is Strange Before the Storm, they really helped flesh out the character of Frank. And you can say the same thing for David as well. But David, I actually feel like they fleshed him out a bit more. But he wasn't as... But they didn't try and work on increasing his likability from the end of Life is Strange. Because by the end of the first Life is Strange, David does become, kind of a more likable character. And if you haven't played Life is Strange, I'm not going to spoil anything about the ending or the events. But, yeah. David does become a bit more of a likable character at the end, which is cool. But in one way, they do, like, in some ways, they make him a more likable character. In other ways, they do make him more of that, just the hard-ass character. This former vet who, like, he absolutely cares for Joyce, and he wants to care for Chloe, and he does, but there's also the problem that Chloe, of course, is still very much upset about some past events in her life. Again, I won't spoil it if you haven't played Life is Strange, but she's still very upset about past events in her life, and she's not willing to give her stepfather a chance. So yeah. So, but there's one scene, I believe in the last episode of Before the Storm, that it does help really flesh out David. But in the first episode, and like the first 2 episodes, the scenes you get with David, oof. they don't make him an easy character to like. But Frank, I really like what they did with him because they really fleshed out Frank, because you sort of saw the more likable side of Frank in the first game. But Before the Storm really makes Frank a likable character and shows that, like, no, he's not, or he's not this hard-ass character. He's not this guy that is super dangerous. But either way, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, comment down below, share it on social media, do all that good stuff. If you want to hear me talk about Life is Strange more, let me know in the comments down below. And until next time, I'll see you later. Bye, guys.